Have you ever felt like the economy is just this massive, complicated machine? Well, today we're going to peek inside. We're going to look at the tiny, fascinating little parts that make the whole thing tick. And trust me, you might be surprised by what we find.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Cognito Key. I'm so glad you could join me today. All right, let's dive right in with something you probably did this morning. Think about it for a second. That cup of coffee you grabbed, the fare for your bus ride, or even just ignoring an ad you scrolled past online. These all feel like really simple, personal choices, right? But did you know there's a whole science dedicated to understanding exactly why you and millions of other people make them?
That's right. The price of your coffee, what someone earns in their salary, the kinds of products you see on a store shelf, it all comes down to this incredible web of very small, individual decisions. Decisions made by people just like you and by the businesses you see every single day.
Now, to really understand this, we need to zoom in, way in. We need to adopt what economists call the microscopic view and look at the individual choices that shape pretty much everything around us.
And that brings us to our topic for today, microeconomics. Now, you'll see this term economic agents here. Don't let it fool you, it's just a fancy way of saying people, like you, a family or a company. So, microeconomics studies how all of us make choices about using the limited stuff we have, our time, our money, to get the things we want and need. Exactly. If you imagine the whole economy as this giant, living thing, then microeconomics is like studying its individual cells. By understanding how just one person, or one household, or one single company works, we can start to piece together how the entire system operates.
So, okay, what can this microscopic view actually tell us? Well, as it turns out, it helps answer some of the most practical, common money questions that we all face every single day.
For example, it digs right into your personal decisions. You've got a limited amount of cash. Do you buy that new phone you've been eyeing, or do you put that money towards the vacation?
But then it looks at the other side of that same choice. How does the phone company even decide on that price in the first place? They've got to think about their costs, what they think you're willing to pay, and of course, what their competition is up to. It's the same logic that applies when a family sits down to create a budget, trying to balance the rent and the groceries with saving up for the future.
And it even helps us tackle those really big questions, like how much you should be putting away for retirement. See? All of these are classic microeconomic problems. It's all about balancing what you need today with your well-being tomorrow. So how does microeconomics figure all this out? Well, it's not magic, I promise. It's built on a really powerful set of tools that help us analyze all of this complex decision-making.
These are some of the heavy hitters in its toolkit. For instance, it studies consumer behavior. That's the why behind you picking one brand of soap over another. It dives deep into supply and demand, which is really just this constant dance between how much of something is available and how badly people want it. That dance is what sets the price. And it looks at things like production and costs to understand how a business can stay afloat. These are the absolute fundamentals.
And this gets to the very heart of microeconomics. See, on one side, there's you, the consumer. Your goal is to get the most happiness or, satisfaction you can with your limited money. But on the other side, there's a company, and its goal is to get the most profit it possibly can from its resources. The marketplace is where you two meet, and that interaction is what creates prices and decides what even gets made.
So after looking at all these little individual choices, you might be thinking, okay, but this is all just small stuff. Well, the real power of microeconomics is seeing how it all adds up. So let's zoom back out for a second. Every single one of those micro decisions, your choice to buy a coffee, a shop's decision to hire a new employee, your family's choice to start saving, all of them combine to create the macroeconomy. They are what shape things like national employment rates, inflation, and economic growth. The small stuff is the big stuff.
So the next time you're at the store wondering why some fruits are so expensive, or you see a help wanted sign in a window, you'll have this new microeconomic lens. You'll be able to see the hidden world of choices happening right behind it all. What do you think you'll notice first?
I really hope this helped you see the world just a little bit differently today. If you found this useful, please do hit that like button, share it with someone who might be curious, and of course, subscribe to Cognito Key for more explainers just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.